Written by Michael Frith, Jerry Joel, Emily Pearl Kingsley, Shannon Lerner, Nita Link, Albert Miser, Jeffrey Moss, Norman Stiles, John Stone, Daniel Wilcox. Illustrated by Mel Crawford, Peter Cross, A. Delaney, Michael Frith, Harry McNaught, Kelly DeChally, Bob Taylor. Photographs by Charles P. Rowan. With voices and narration by Speaky Geeky and Geekyjr's Mr. Geeky. The Perils of Penelope. One morning, Penelope was safe and snug inside her cottage. Hurry up, Bert. The story's beginning.
Why do I always have to be Penelope?
Then Penelope went outside. Don't worry, Bert. See, all you have to do is step outside.
Oh, is that all? That's not so bad.
Unfortunately, Penelope had walked between two charging rhinoceroses.
Ernie, rhinoceroses.
Isn't this exciting, Bert? Well, wait till you see what happens on the next page. Where's my hat? Fortunately, a young hero crane operator came along and used his crane to lift Penelope up to higher ground. Fear not, Penelope. The young hero crane operator will use my crane to lift you up to higher ground.
Thank goodness.
Unbeknownst to Penelope, the higher ground was atop of a cliff, and poor Penelope stepped off.
That's it, Ernie. I'm leaving this story.
You're doing fine, Bert. You're doing just what it says. Luckily, a giant bird caught Penelope in its claws.
I don't believe this.
Happy landings, Penelope. Bert and the Beanstalk.
This is a great story, Ernie. It's full of words that begin with the letter B.
You know something, Bert? I'm bored. Once upon a time, there lived a boy named Bert. One day, Bert traded the family bicycle for a bag of magic beans. But Bert's buddy, Ernie, looked in the bag and said, "Beans? Blah! How boring!" And he threw the boring beans out the back window. Immediately, the beans began to bloom. By breakfast, they had blossomed into a big, beautiful beanstalk. When Ernie saw the beanstalk, he said, "Look, a big, beautiful beanstalk. That's really boring." But Bert wasn't a bit bored.
I feel brave,
Bert bellowed. So he bounded up the beanstalk. Up, up, up went Bert. Beyond the bean blossoms, beyond the birds, beyond the blue, until he came to a big black building. The building belonged to a giant named Burly Barney. Burly Barney was in the bedroom eating his breakfast of bushels of buttered buns, barrels of blueberries, and bunches of bananas. When Bert saw how big Burly Barney was, Bert beat it to the back room. There, Bert found a big basket. It was full of bottle caps.
Boy, oh boy,
said Bert.
Bottle caps. I collect bottle caps.
So Bert brought the basket of bottle caps back to the beanstalk. But Burly Barney saw Bert, and he began to bellow. "You took my bottle caps."
"I'd better beat it,"
said Bert. Boldly, Bert climbed down. Barney bounded down behind him. But on a bottom branch, Bert slipped and fell with a bump.
"I'll bet you want to bash me because I borrowed your basket of bottle caps,"
blurted Bert. "Are you batty?" bellowed Burly Barney. "Those bottle caps are boring. They were driving me bananas. Thank you for borrowing my bottle caps." And Burly Barney shook Bert's hand. In fact, he shook Bert's whole body. Then Barney bounded back up the beanstalk to his beautiful black building. And now the basket of bottle caps belonged to Bert. Bert had the best and biggest bunch of bottle caps on the block, so Bert was beaming. And everyone lived blissfully ever after, except Ernie, who was bored. "Oh, brother, that's boring." Ernie presents the letter A. Now it's time to study the letter A. One word that begins with A is apple. This is an apple. Do you know what to do with an apple?
Boom. You eat it. Ha 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 ha.
Ernie and Bert present shape pictures.
Ernie, I have the square, the triangle, and the rectangle. All you had to get was the circle. How can we make shape pictures if you don't have the circle?
Bloop. Bert and Ernie are proud to present shape pictures.
Here are some pictures we made of these shapes. And here are some extra shapes for you to make pictures out of. That triangle might make a nifty pigeon.
Hey, Bert, can I hit my nose back now?
Does Ernie draw with his left or right hand? The answer, he draws with a crayon.
You were terrific as Penelope, Bert.
Thanks, Ernie, but I can't wait for Volume 3 to see Penelope gets away from that giant bird.
The end!
Don't forget to visit Geekyjr for more of the stories that you love, only on Geekyjr and Speaky Geeky. Ask a parent or guardian if you can subscribe to Geekyjr today.